This is an internal family systems meditation where you will learn how to get to know your core self, your heart, and access the present moment. This meditation will help you connect with parts within that might feel protective or judgmental, reactive, or scared. We will refer to these parts in this meditation as protectors. This meditation assumes that you have an introductory understanding of the IFS model. It will help you connect with your core, with yourself, and through that vantage point, approach these protective parts that you notice within. Let's begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose, holding for a moment, now out through your mouth, through thinly pursed lips. Let's do that again. Breathing in, holding, and breathing out through thinly pursed lips. As you do this, you might notice that your exhale is a little bit calmer and slightly longer than previously. Let's do this one more time. Breathing in, hold, now out through thinly pursed lips. Next, we'll bring your attention to your heart in whichever way you experience it. You might notice a feeling in your chest, or your actual beating heart, or you might just notice a sense within at your core. Whatever you notice, just pay attention to that right now, noticing how you feel as you breathe in and out, noticing how your heart feels as you ride the waves of your breath, breathing in and out. Now let's notice this core in a physical way. Let's do this by focusing on a few different qualities. Notice whether this core within feels open or closed. Notice whether it's a little bit curious and calm, or whether it's feeling a bit tender right now. Whether it feels open in one way, or whether it feels encrusted and calloused in another. Perhaps it feels congested, or fluid, or flowing. Perhaps it just feels stuck. Or perhaps it feels calm and warm and at peace in the moment. Just notice your chest, your core, your heart right now as you do this. There's no right or wrong way of noticing. Next, we'll notice how much space your heart has in there, in your chest, in your body, or even if you get a sense around your body. Do you feel contracted, tightly packed, or spacious and relaxed? You might notice a few subtle sensations as you focus inwards. Perhaps your front feels closed off, or the back feels open. Or perhaps the top is tender, or the bottom feels tough. Perhaps you feel some energy flowing through one part or another. Perhaps you feel pinched or contracted, or open and spacious. Perhaps you get some sort of visual sense rather than a somatic sense right now. Perhaps there's something else, no deeper feeling. Whatever you notice, whatever you feel, that's okay. Just check within. If you did feel part of you was closed and contracted, contested, or calloused. You've just located some protective parts at work. If you feel open to do this, if you check within and there's a green light, take a moment to acknowledge these parts within, that they're there, and extend that invitation to meet any parts that might arise, to see them or to feel them, to get to know them. It might take a little bit of time to begin with, or it might not come at all, or you may have these visuals immediately. If it's okay, just take a moment to get a little curious about what these protectors might want you to know. Perhaps what they do for you. Perhaps they're protecting someone more fragile and sensitive within. Begin to open yourself to the possibility that they are doing what they are doing for a reason. That these feelings are there within for a reason. Notice if they are afraid that something bad might happen. If you allowed yourself to open your heart fully to them, to let your heart become a little tender and open and curious. Notice within, and if you feel comfortable, ask that question, whether they are there, whether they are doing something for you, and if so, what it is they are doing for you. If you do get a response, you're likely to learn about these vulnerable parts they keep hidden, these parts that they protect, these parts that over time have been exiled. Allow yourself to open your heart up to whatever comes within, these parts that live within or around your heart, your core. Right now, you do not need to access these very vulnerable parts. You might just want to be open to them, hearing about them from these other protectors that have come up, these parts of you that are trying to protect these younger parts. Notice that if this sounds a little bit confusing to you, if you're earlier on in your journey, then that's okay. Take your time and just notice these sensations as they come in. Get to notice how vigilant any protectors and any sensations are, and how they have guarded you over time. Get to know whether they're reaching out because of various vulnerabilities. And if you feel okay to do this, extend your appreciation to them in whichever way you need, in any way that seems sincere to you. Notice as you do so, their reactions. We're not asking these parts to change anything. We just want to get to know what they're doing, their fears, and how they've shown up over time, showing them appreciation for the work that they've done over the years. Someday, if they feel it's okay, these parts might let you get to know these more vulnerable parts within, to heal them. Then and only then can they relax and allow you to be you. Sometimes these protective parts don't believe healing is possible. They feel condemned to this job, to protect. Take a moment to search inside and let them know that it is possible to find healing. Let them know that there is no pressure to this. When you feel this visit with your heart, your core feels complete. Start to shift your focus back to the room you're in. Keeping your eyes closed, just notice the sounds, the smells, the senses, what you feel as you sit or lie down. And as you do so, thank these parts of you that showed up today and for their hard work in keeping you safe all these years.